Well, it's sports theme week this week, and what's my favorite thing about football? Eating. There are a lot of Chicago transplants here in the Valley, as you know, and we have the top dog, no pun intended, in the house. This is Bob Papanduros from Chicago Hamburger Company. He's going to show us how to make these classic yummy sliders, a nice, real, true Chicago dog, and welcome to Sonoran Living Live.
Well, thank you kindly. Pleasure
Very
to be
happy
here.
to have you here. How long have you guys been around?
Restaurant's been here since '75. I've owned it since '89.
Wow, that's a long time.
It is a long
time. In
time,
the same
yeah.
location?
Yes.
Where are you at?
Indian School on 38th Street.
All right, all right. Well, you got to check them out because I know you're going to be intrigued. These, you put a nice finished plate of sliders here together for us. So let's, why don't you show us how to make those sliders first of all?
All right, sliders, this is our #1 seller at the restaurant, and it's a big item in the Midwest. It's not really a Chicago staple. It started out of Ohio, but everybody in the Midwest has sliders, whether they're White Castle or Crystal Burgers or White Tower Burgers.
Yeah, they look a little White Castle-ish.
So what we use, because White Castle uses them, and you know, obviously we're kind of imitating them, is dehydrated onions that we rehydrate again. If you were making this at your house, you could just go ahead and really finely dice up some onions.
Okay.
All right.
But boy, isn't it easier just to have somebody else do it and add water?
Well, yeah, absolutely. You know. And it's not cheating because that is the recipe. So it would be cheating otherwise.
Okay, gotcha.
Right. These patties, you really want a nice thin patty. There's a lot of places that have sliders, and really they're just like mini burgers, but you really want a balance of the onions and the burger and the condiments you have on there. So they really need to be kind of thin. But you're not going to be able to find this patty in a grocery store. So what I would say you could do, you can either just press them out with your fingers on a cutting board and put them on there. If you wanted to do it, get them a little more uniform, take 2 pieces of wax paper, put little balls of hamburger on them. You can probably put 4 or 5 or 6 on there. And then take a rolling pin. You have wax paper on both sides and just roll them out so you get them like the size of a thickness of a poker chip.
That's a brilliant idea.
And they'll stick a little bit. If you put them in the freezer for a little bit, then they'll come out just fine. The wax paper will come right out, and then they'll work great for you.
Well, you know what? They're pretty large, and I'm surprised they do shrink down quite a bit. So you're going to be prepared for that because you're using the little mini buns too. That's the whole idea behind a slider. So you're going to cook it right on top of the onions and let this cook up.
There's no salt or pepper or anything.
Okay.
We dress them with ketchup and mustard and pickles.
Well, why don't we let those cook up?
We'll
move back down here to the dogs. Which, are you from Chicago, by the way?
Yeah, I kind of have to be, otherwise we could be accused of fraud. Yes, I am, born and raised.
Oh, awesome, awesome. Well, you know, I'm glad you're sharing some of your secrets with us.
All right.
So, I think the classic Chicago dog has to have a poppy seed bun.
Absolutely it does.
Right?
They're not easy to find in this town.
I hear you.
And you can always, there's 2 or 3 of these different items that you can always come to any of us hot dog guys. I'm not just the only Chicago joint around.
Right.
And just ask them, hey, you know, I need some buns or something if you really want the authentic thing.
Oh, that's
Otherwise,
awesome.
the grocery store, you can go and just find a good bun.
That's nice.
You know, bottom line, whether it's the dog or the bun.
It's hard to find a good bun these days.
Just keep looking.
All right. Okay.
They show up.
Okay. Ooh, these are nice.
All right.
and
So
warm,
a classic Chicago dog is steamed. Okay. You're making this at home.
What do you mean? I didn't know that.
Yeah, they're all made in a steam table. We don't boil them. We don't grill them.
Is that what gives them that snap, that crunch?
Absolutely. Even this dog, which doesn't have a skin on it, still will have that crunch because if you're boiling it, you're going to soften everything up. It's going to absorb more water.
Should I be flipping these over? Is it time yet?
If you want to. Otherwise, I have a flipper if you want me to engage him.
No. Let me flip.
Okay.
Give me something to do.
All
okay.
right.
I'll flip while you're doing that.
Got it.
All right. So anyway, steaming the dog is the key.
Steaming the dog is the key. Now, if I was, you know, when I'm back in Chicago and I'm cooking at home as opposed to making it in a restaurant, well, no, I don't know anybody that ever steamed their own dogs. You know, you can just, however you like them. You want to boil them, you can grill them, whatever else. But authentic, steamed, absolutely.
Okay, so can you put that dog together for me real fast?
Absolutely, I will.
Because we are just about out of time, but I also want to just talk about the condiments that goes on the slider real quick. Traditional is what?
Traditional actually is onions and pickles.
Okay.
That's
cheese?
it.
No cheese?
Well, they're going to ask you if you want cheese or not cheese.
All right.
And then we put ketchup and mustard on them too, which most people want that way, but if you were going to go and get a sack of White Castle burgers at 2 in the morning on the way home from a blues bar, you would get them with onions and pickles on them.
That never happened.
I vaguely recall it happening.
That's good. Okay, what else goes? Just do one dog up for me real quick.
You got it.
So I see.
All right, a classic Chicago dog is yellow mustard, funky green relish.
That's a story all by itself.
Onions, yes it is. Chopped onions. Pickles and tomatoes I already have on there. A couple of sport peppers. And a dash of celery salt.
And there you go.
That's a
Sliders
Chicago dog.
and dogs. I'm talking about Chicago Hamburger Company. More ahead, Susan, and I'll save a few for you.